Let's instead try George from Virginia. George from Virginia, welcome. George from Virginia, you're on. George from Virginia, you almost certainly have the wrong audio device selected.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Now you're back. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I really enjoy your show. I wanted to bring up something that's kind of been bothering me lately. Um, if you look at like the media and even like independent creators in the left space,
Sure.
I've seen a lot of fawning over Pete Buttigieg.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to ask you, do you think there's like a tendency for people and especially the media to kind of focus on like he does so well in interviews, like he owns Republicans so well. But if you look at his job performance, I'm just not seeing it.
You're
You know what I
saying that as
mean?
Secretary of Transportation, you don't think his performance has been good.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
And
here's the thing. There's two different conversations here, George, right? One conversation is, do we think that in terms of image and performance, he's the type of person who could win an election? And then secondly is the analysis of how do we evaluate his job performance as Secretary of Transportation? On the second part, I don't have an answer in the sense that he's been getting blamed for stuff that really has nothing to do with him, to be totally honest, including like, for example, the global supply chain issues. Like that's not Pete Buttigieg's fault. The FAA thing, I don't know from what I've read. It doesn't really seem like it's his fault, but let me put that aside for a second. What I think makes Pete Buttigieg an interesting potential presidential candidate is that he has a number of characteristics that make him a good modern presidential candidate. And what I mean by that is, yes, he is very good in adversarial, think on your feet positions, particularly with bad faith right wingers. That actually matters right now when you think about how you become the nominee and eventually the president. Number two, he has enough policy ideas in enough areas. You can talk to Pete Buttigieg about transportation, electric cars, foreign policy, China, education, Latin America, and he's not going to get embarrassed on any issue, and he'll probably have at least an idea to put forward on any one of those issues. That's really important. He won't come off as a buffoon on any issue. He's well-spoken. So do you understand the difference between the two analyses that we're doing?
yes, yeah, I understand that.
So I would
I'm
be
just
more
worried.
than willing to entertain the job performance things you're bringing up. I think they are basically at this point, for better or worse, completely divorced from whether he would be a good candidate. It's sort of like Gavin Newsom. I'm not like a huge fan of Gavin Newsom's politics necessarily, but I do think he has an attitude that is useful for Democrats to have when it comes to Republicans in 2023. So he's the type of guy who might do well in a campaign, even if he's not like the uber progressive or the guy I would say, this is who I would love to see as president.
Yeah, I think you make a lot of valid points. But just to end my opinion here, I
Sure.
just wanted to say, like, I'm a little bit worried because there's so many Americans who have been impacted by the airline situations.
Yeah.
And if Democrats push this guy center stage, even if he speaks well and all that, people might be like, no, this guy sucks. The airlines were horrible under him. And I feel like it could sabotage the Democrats if they choose a guy like this.
That's
That,
always
that's
possible.
my
I mean,
opinion.
now you're making a prediction, and I'm terrible at predictions. So you may well be right. It may end up being a terrible self-sabotage or not. I just don't know.
Well, I really appreciate your opinion and thank you very much.
All right. George from Virginia, appreciate the discussion very, very much.